Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
And number 4 for Philip Bickle.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. I contacted the court about ADA. I really need to sit. I've got
By all means, have a seat, Mr. Bickle. I'm sorry, I didn't get the contact information, but I definitely, if you need
I contacted
you need to sit,
them on the
have a
5th.
seat. Looks like you got a ticket for no license and no insurance. Do you have either of these?
I'm sorry. Do I have?
Either a license or an insurance?
Well, actually, I object to that line of inquiry right now because I'm challenging the jurisdiction of the court.
I don't have a problem with that. So do you plan to challenge it on your own, or would you like me to refer you to the public defenders?
Oh, I'm ready to go right now.
Can't do it now. You can file a motion.
I have motions right here.
I understand.
I communicated actually with the prosecuting attorney's office, who communicated to me that they did not initiate prosecution on this citation. And I have 2 communications from them indicating this matter. I've got them with me, and the fact that the case file lacks the requisite filings, the verified complaint, and/or verified information signed off on by the prosecuting attorney, which is required by the Hawaii penal procedure. I have all this laid out. I've got, like I said, it's all in my motion to dismiss, which challenges the jurisdiction of the court. As far as I'm concerned, it looks like the one of the court clerks just erred when they initiated a case, as they do not have a license to practice law. It's a separation of powers issue, and like I said, I communicated with the prosecuting attorney's office, and I've got my letters to them, and the fact that they've agreed tacitly that there has been an initiation of prosecution. As I said, the case file shows that.
Hang on. You plan to dismiss these charges at this point, Mr. Smith?
No, Your Honor.
Evidently, they don't. Bickle, hang on, Mr. Bickle. I understand you have all the motions, but did you file any of them?
The thing is, they haven't initiated prosecution.
Mr. Bickle, real easy question. Okay, so I would take that then as you did not file anything.
I have them right here, and A comes before B. This is process. This is a regular process. They haven't filed anything. He has a superior. That's who our letters were addressed to. So he hasn't been in communication with that superior, evidently, or he would already know this. So you have a superior, do you not?
Mr. Bickle, talk to me, not him. Talk to me.
Okay.
I'm not going to dismiss it at this point. I don't have a problem hearing your matter. I'm not going to hear it now, because I believe you have a right to file it. I believe the state has a right to look at it and decide what they want to do with it. And I believe that I have an opportunity to look at it, because I'm not going to make a ruling just based on something when you come in and say, hey, you know what, I want this dismissed right now, because none of this stuff should go.
Do you have a case file in front of you?
I do not.
So how do you know what charges I've been charged with?
Well, from what I see on my calendar, you're charged with a no license and a no insurance.
Okay, so...
Am I mistaken?
No.
Okay.
The thing is, the computer is not the prosecuting attorney's office.
This
The court clerk
was
is not.
not generated by a court clerk. It was generated, if you really want to know, probably by a policeman.
Yes, and he's also not licensed to represent the state
There
of Hawaii.
is a statute that allows him to do that. I'd be more than glad to look at what you got, but I'm not going to do it today. That's the bottom line. I want to give you an opportunity, but today is not that day.
When the jurisdiction of the court is challenged, it has to be addressed before the court can proceed.
Mr. Bickle,
So how would you like to handle this if you're not going to deal with that right now? Would you like to schedule another day? I'm not trying to be difficult here.
I hear
I'm sleep deprived.
Mr. Bickle, Mr. Bickle, hang on.
Sure.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Okay.
I thought, and I apologize if
Sure.
my communications to you were,
I'm sleep deprived. I have
well, I want to get you out of here.
confidence issues, so
I want to get you out of here, give you a chance to get your sleep, give you
Okay.
time to get all this stuff ready, give me a time to read what you filed, give the state a time to respond, then we can come back and make this a really productive
sure.
meeting, instead of us being lost.
Would it be possible then to have a motion for a bill of particulars granted, since the file that I've been given and the case file completely lacks what I need to make a proper plea and prepare a defense?
Mr. Bickle, there's a probability of any kind of motion being granted at this point, but not now. Until you file that motion, and I know why you're seeking the bill of particulars, I'm going to be really honest, and this may sound strange, but I think the particulars are that you're being charged with no license and no insurance. That's it. I don't know what else you want. So until you file something and tell...
I can file it.
Great.
How would you, do you have somebody here, a clerk that I can file it with here, or do you want me to handle it at the traffic window?
I want you to file it downstairs. I want you to send the prosecutors a copy. I'm going to give you a deadline to do it by, so you can get all your paperwork squared away and get it done. Then that way the prosecutors will have a chance to look at it and respond to it. Then I will have a chance to read your paperwork. I will have a chance to read their paperwork, and then I'll have an opportunity to make a very knowing and intelligent response.
Sure thing. And so, will time for proper valid service on my part be incorporated into the time that you're going to give me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why not? How much time do you need?
Let's see. I think I can get everything in the mail by Saturday through Saturday, Monday, or Tuesday.
Okay, let me back up a step, if I may. You have a right to an attorney. If you'd like, I could refer you to the public defenders. If you want that opportunity, then I'll gladly give it you then. If you don't, I'm going to have to do a couple things. I got to make sure that you're waiving their representation, because if you file the motions, I'm not going to let you refile it again at another date should your motions not be successful. So I want to give you as much opportunity to get whatever you want and figure out what you want to do. If you decide you do not want their help after talking to them, you can always say, hey, I don't want your help anymore. And they'll get out and you'll be on your own.
Time to contemplate and whether or not I would like the assistance of counsel.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do also then is I don't want to set up deadlines for you to file things, because I will be honest. If you decide to have them help you, and then you decide to file something, I think it's better to give them an opportunity to look and see what you're filing, because then they can help you figure it out. Maybe it needs to be different case law has to be put on there. Maybe something's got to be changed. Gives them an opportunity to help you out in that fashion. If you file it now and then we start moving forward without them really getting on, what happens is they end up playing catch up, and I end up having to continue it anyway, so they get an opportunity to get all the paperwork because they won't have it, and try and talk to you also.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and waive having any assistance of counsel. That way we can stick to deadlines, because I'd like to get this done with.
I have a form I'd like you to fill out then. I have a form that says you don't want an attorney. You understand the charges against you. You understand that the state must prove each and every element these charges beyond a reasonable doubt for you?
My problem with that is it's waiving the issue of jurisdiction if I'm going to acknowledge that the state has initiated prosecution.
I hear you, Mr. Bickle. If you don't want to do that, what's going to happen is I'm going to just refer you to the public defenders. I'm not going to do anything because I have to give you certain rights.
I understand. I understand you're obligated to do that.
Right, and then after, I'm going to end up making you do that a couple times before I then say that you've waived your right to counsel. All I'm trying to do...
That's fine. I just would like to have certain deadlines that I can go by, and I'm not really too... It's possible I might get some help. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I've put about 8 years of research into this line of law, so...
I don't have a problem, Mr. Bickle. I'm going to be honest. The public defenders might be interested in the research that you did. Might be able to help other people. We'll see. Well, maybe whether or not you want to share that, that's totally up to you. But, so let me refer you to them. I'm going to give you another date to come back. I'm not going to give any deadlines. I'm just going to give you a date to come back. When you come back on that date, we'll see where you're at.
Come back for an actual hearing as to whether or not or come back to file.
It'll be just to come back to see whether or not you want their help. Do you want to file your motions? Like I said,
I would like to file them.
Okay,
I mean, that's the
I'm going
thing.
to tell you, just give you a heads up, that I don't have a problem with it. I'll give you deadlines and everything else, but like I said, I may end up just continuing it later on for the public defenders to get in or get out. And I'm going to have to make that determination if you're not willing to fill out the paperwork.
It's not that I'm not willing, it's that I don't want to waive that argument that I'm making right now.
Mr.
So
Bickle,
if you have to do that later, then so be it. I'm not trying to be difficult. It's just as far as my rights go and trying to get things taken care of and squared away.
Let's do it this way then, Mr. Bickle. I'll bring you back to court here. I'm going to make it on January 24, 2017, and that'll be at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to refer you to the public defender's office. You can fill out one of the applications. We'll give you a notice, Mr. Bickle.
Okay.
We'll print something up. So fill out one of the applications for the public defender's office. Call them in 7 to 10 days. I'll also order that you want to file your motions, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you file your motions no later than January 3, 2017. And the state will have to respond to your motions no later than January 17, 2017. And then when you come back on the 24th, I should have the motions and the responses and had an opportunity to review them.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Not a problem. We'll see
Sorry
you
if
then.
it was a little difficult at first. Like I said, I'm a bit sleep deprived here.
Not a problem. We'll see you then, Mr. Bickle.
Okay, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
County. This is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.